Welcome back. Today we will be sharing the story about the crossing of the Red Sea and the golden calf. The night was dark, and the desert wind howled as thousands of Israelites stood trapped between the Red Sea and the approaching Egyptian army. Fear gripped their hearts. The rumble of Pharaoh's chariots grew louder, closer. Mothers clutched their children, elders whispered prayers, and some turned to Moses in panic. "Why did you bring us out here to die?" a man shouted. It would have been better to serve Pharaoh than to perish in the wilderness. Moses, his face calm but determined, raised his staff. "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again." The people fell silent. Then, something extraordinary happened. A mighty wind roared from the east, and the waters of the Red Sea began to tremble. Slowly, before their astonished eyes, the sea split apart, forming two towering walls of water. A dry path stretched before them, leading into the depths of the sea. Moses turned to the people. "Go, the Lord is making a way for us." With hesitant steps at first, then with growing courage, the Israelites moved forward. Their torches flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls of water. Fish swam beside them, trapped in the frozen waves, and the ground beneath their feet was dry. Behind them, Pharaoh's army reached the shore. The Egyptian general sneered. "After them," he commanded. The chariots thundered onto the seabed, warriors shouting, swords gleaming under the moonlight. But as they pursued, something strange happened. Their wheels jammed, their horses stumbled, and terror seized them. "The Lord fights for Israel," a soldier cried. "We must turn back." But it was too late. Once the last Israelite stepped onto the other shore, Moses stretched out his hand again. The wind ceased, and the towering walls of water collapsed with a deafening roar. The sea swallowed the entire Egyptian army. Chariots, horses, and men all vanished beneath the waves. Silence followed. Then, a triumphant cheer rose from the Israelites. They were free! Miriam, the sister of Moses, lifted a tambourine, and the women joined her in song. "Sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and rider he has thrown into the sea." The people of Israel danced on the shores of victory, knowing they had seen the mighty hand of God. Their journey was far from over, but on that day they knew the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was with them, and nothing could stand against him. Weeks later, Moses went up to the mountain to be with God, but the children of Israel were not patient enough to wait for him. The sun beat down on the camp of the Israelites at the foot of Mount Sinai. It had been weeks since Moses had ascended the mountain, vanishing into the thick cloud of fire and lightning. He had gone to speak with God, but he had not returned. Restlessness spread among the people like wildfire. "Where is Moses?" a man grumbled. "He led us out of Egypt, but now he's gone. Maybe he's dead." Another voice joined in. "We need a God to lead us. We cannot wait any longer." The crowd grew louder, and soon they turned to Aaron, the brother of Moses. "Make us a god who will go before us," they demanded. Aaron hesitated, glancing at the mountain, but the voices of the people were insistent, pressing against him like a storm. Finally, he gave in. "Bring me your gold," he said, "your earrings, your jewelry." The people eagerly tore off their golden ornaments, gifts from Egypt, and brought them to Aaron. He melted the gold, shaped it, and molded it into the form of a calf. When he finished, he lifted it high, and the people erupted in cheers. "Behold your God, O Israel, who brought you out of Egypt," Aaron proclaimed. That night, the camp was filled with the sounds of music, dancing, and feasting. The people celebrated before the golden calf, bowing to it, singing, and offering sacrifices. But high up on Mount Sinai, amidst the thunder and fire, God saw everything. His voice burned with anger as he spoke to Moses. "Go down at once. Your people have corrupted themselves. They have turned from my commands and made an idol. I will destroy them and make a great nation from you." Moses' heart pounded. "Lord, have mercy. Do not destroy them. Remember your promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." God relented, but his anger still burned. With the stone tablets of the law in his hands, Moses descended the mountain. As he neared the camp, he saw the people dancing wildly before the golden calf. His face darkened with fury. Crash! The stone tablets shattered against the ground as Moses threw them down. "What have you done?" he shouted. The revelry stopped. The people fell silent, fear creeping into their hearts. Moses turned to Aaron. "How could you let this happen?" Aaron looked down, ashamed. The people demanded it. I threw the gold into the fire, and out came this calf. Moses did not listen to excuses. He grabbed the golden calf, threw it into the fire, and ground it into dust. Then he scattered the dust into the water and forced the people to drink it. Then he stood at the entrance of the camp and called out, "Whoever is on the Lord's side, come to me." The sons of Levi stepped forward. At Moses' command, they took their swords and punished those who had refused to repent. That day, 3,000 men fell. The next morning, Moses climbed the mountain once more, his heart heavy. He pleaded with God, "Forgive them, Lord. If not, blot me out of your book." God responded, "Those who have sinned will answer for it. But go now, lead my people. My angel will go before you." Though the Israelites were spared, they bore the weight of their sin. The golden calf was a bitter reminder that their faith had wavered. But Moses, their leader, would not give up. He knew that despite their failures, God's promise remained. And so, with heavy hearts and renewed fear of the Lord, the Israelites continued their journey through the wilderness, learning that no idol, no false god, could ever replace the one who had truly delivered them. Enjoy the story. Please like and subscribe. Also tell us which story you want us to share.